What's up, guys? Rath here with the DFS Minute tonight for Thursday, June 18, 2015. Going to be very quick, so get your pen and paper ready. We're going to hit some pitching. We've been on a pretty good heater with starting pitching. Let's keep it going. Going to talk about some stacks and talk about some value plays over on Aces and on DraftKings. Not a huge night for value plays. We have a 10-game slate, some decent pitching out there. So not a lot of great value bats, but I think there's a handful. Definitely want to spend up for pitching tonight. Don't worry about it. You can find guys out there still. And let's talk about DraftKings Survivor announcement. They're going to run a FBWC qualifier, Survivor style, with 4-day event. And so it's basically a Fantasy Baseball World Championship Survivor Q that's going to be coming up. Starts on June 23rd is when the Survivor Series starts, is what they're calling it. So look for they got a promotion up on their front page on their lobby. So definitely cool things again from DraftKings, the most innovative DFS site in the industry, and always look forward to something that they come out with because they usually do it pretty good. So that's that for DraftKings. Be aware of the situation in Detroit and Cincinnati. There is rain, and there could be a delay. Danielle talked about that on her at Weather DFS is the Twitter handle, but we got our weather segment here on rotocurve.com. Danielle did mention about that game being an issue, so keep aware. If you're going to use anybody, I wouldn't mind picking on Verlander. I don't trust him. He doesn't look good. Guys like Todd Frazier, who's been swinging a very hot stick in a tournament, could be a very interesting play because a lot of people are going to be on Donaldson tonight. So just be aware of Todd Frazier might be somebody you definitely want to get in your lineups, depending on the weather. 3 stacks I think that are in play tonight. The Dodgers stack against Anthony Renardo, who last time out when he pitched got lit up, and especially the Dodgers left-handed bats. I know they haven't been as hot as they were early in the season, but Renardo is pretty bad. I think the Dodgers could put up some runs tonight. So Peterson, Gonzalez, Ethier, always guys that you want to look at. And then there's also Kendrick sprinkled in there as well. So just be aware of the Dodgers. Definitely like those 3 left-handed Dodger bats tonight going against Renardo. Love the heavy right-handed lineup that the Marlins are rolling out there against CC tonight. CC's splits have been pretty bad against right-handed pitching lately, and they don't seem to be getting any better. You can't get right-handers out. So and the Marlins mash left-handed pitching. So Stanton, absolutely, probably a lock tonight for me in every single contest that I'm going to be rolling out there. I'm going to have Giancarlo Stanton, Ozuna, Baker, Adeiny Hechavarria is in play. So I think you can definitely run that stack out there and feel pretty confident. Also, like I mentioned, the red stack, if that weather situation's okay, got to like a lot of those early bats in the Reds lineups against Verlander. Starting pitching, talked about it earlier. For me, pretty simple tonight. Not going to get crazy. We're looking at Cole and Greinke in our cash games, and Cole and Greinke in our cash games, and we're looking at Archer and Salazar in our GPPs. Archer, Salazar in the GPPs, and Cole and Greinke in our cash games tonight. I don't see a lot out there from a value perspective that's worth chasing, so that's who I'm rolling with. And if I got to go cheap bats, I got to go cheap bats. Not a lot of line moves tonight. Nothing of really significance that I can think of, other than the fact that the Texas Dodger game could go from 7 to 7.5. So what that tells me is that there's heavy money on that Dodger, pounding the Dodgers over, as that could be a big play tonight as the Dodger bats wake up. Talk about some value plays. Fantasy Aces, not a lot there tonight. But, you got Jeff Baker at 3.8, and you got Scooter Gennett at 3.8 going against Guthrie. I think those are 2 guys you can look at that second base / shortstop position spot, which is what I always like to do. And I like that roster setup. And then over on DraftKings, loving Justin Smoke hitting in the middle of that lineup at 3.0 against Cologne. So he's going to be a popular play, most likely in Blue Jay stacks for sure. Tough to kind of put a guy out there like Smoke in your lineups unless you're rolling with a Blue Jay stack, because it's just hard not to pay up at first base. It's really, really tough thing to do. Jeff Baker, Hechavarria, Ozuna, all super cheap over on DraftKings, so I think you can take advantage. Marlin stack is definitely the play tonight for me. Something. So we'll be back here in a little bit with the State of DFS show at 7 o'clock with Jason and with Dustin. So stay tuned for that. And as we always say here at RotoCurve, stay classy, DFS.